Poverty is a word we use a great deal, but I'm going to suggest we could break it down into three other words. I mean, one is destitution, really being on the streets, literally. Another is inequality, and a third is vulnerability. Now, the really politically hot potato of the three is inequality. People will say, well, of course, people will always have different levels of income, you've got to reward people differently. Well, that's fair enough. That's not what our Christmas appeal is about. Obviously, there will be different rates of income around the country. Some people will be struggling. We all know that. Our Christmas appeal is about the other two categories. It's about abject destitution, when somebody's got nothing, no friends, no resources, nowhere to turn, no money. That's what being homeless is about. And our Christmas appeal and the work of the Connection at St Martin in the Fields addresses exactly that constituency. But it also addresses what I might call vulnerability, a person who is in accommodation but knows that if something goes wrong with their benefits or a relationship breaks up, they're only a breath away from being on the streets themselves, and maybe with kids and things as well. So poverty is a general term, but what we address in the Christmas appeal is not so much the inequality that will always be with us, but particularly the vulnerability of the person that could easily be thrown out in no time, and the destitution of the person who really has got nowhere to turn. I have a couple of watchwords that I remind myself of pretty often, and the first one is poverty is a mask we put on people to hide their true wealth. And the other is wealth is a mask we put on people to hide their true poverty. And I try and keep those things in mind in all my relationships. And when I'm talking to a socially disadvantaged person, especially a person who really is very much on the edge of society, like some of the homeless people that hang around St Martin in the Fields, I'm always looking to develop a relationship that starts by them telling me the ways in which they're rich. And then they may want to tell me about the ways in which they're poor. But it's not a real conversation unless I've had a chance to tell them about the ways in which I'm poor. And then maybe at the end they might be interested in the ways in which perhaps I'm rich. And if I then get to know them and have a second conversation, maybe I'm in a position to say, these are the ways in which I think you're rich. These are the ways in which I recognise that you may be poor. And maybe they'll have the courage to say back to me, these are the ways in which, sir, I think you're poor, with all due respect. And they might then finish by saying, but actually I think these are the ways in which you might be rich. That's what I call a real relationship, a real reciprocal relationship, where we recognise that poverty and wealth is inside each one of us.